How's it hanging, guys? It's Mrs. Klein.
Sup, and Mr. Creighton.
We're here with your first podcast for our unit on Japan. Chapter 8, Lesson 1 is entitled The Land of the Rising Sun. Before we get into this, I want for you guys to remember that in Chapter 7, we learned about China's achievements in technology, government, and thought. This lesson looks at the geography, social system, and government of early Japan. You're also going to learn about the influence of Chinese culture on Japan throughout the course of this unit. Okay, as always, you guys, you've got some vocabulary terms that you need to be mindful of. This go around, there are 4 of them. The words are Shinto, regent, Prince Shotoku, and embassy. And remember that when you hear this sound, you've heard a vocabulary term and word.
All right, we've got a new big idea and essential questions for this unit. The big idea: new civilizations are an evolution of previous civilizations. And the first essential question: what makes an idea everlasting?
All right, next essential question: what contributes to the advancement of civilizations?
And the final essential question: how do internal conflicts affect civilizations? The first part we'll be talking about is the effects of geography on Japan. You can find this on pages 251 to 252. The question you should be thinking about: how is Japan's history influenced by its landforms, climate, and closeness to China and Korea? The island of Japan is 120 miles off of the coast of Asia. In some ways, living in Japan is hard. Only 15% of the land is flat enough for farming. From time to time, it has earthquakes, tidal waves, and hurricanes. It lacks energy resources like coal and oil, but Japan has advantages too. It has a mild climate with plenty of rain. The ocean provides fish and protection from invasion.
Right. Japanese culture expresses a love for the natural beauty of its mountains and land through Shinto. Shinto means way of the gods. This religion is based on respect for nature and ancestors. Rocks, trees, rivers, and other natural objects are home to divine spirits according to Shinto beliefs.
Korea and China are Japan's closest neighbors. Both influence its culture, especially China. Chinese beliefs and ideas had an impact on religion, government, arts, and agriculture. Japan's name comes from the Chinese. They called the islands Land of the Rising Sun, or Japan. The question you guys should be answering right now: how did Japan's location affect its culture?
All right, the next section for your podcast this time around, you guys, you can find on pages 252 and 253. It's called Early Japanese Society. So think about this question as you're listening to the podcast here. How was early Japanese society organized? Early Japan was divided into clans. Okay, that's not the first time we've seen that word, right, Mr. Creighton?
No, it's not. We've seen it a few times.
All right, so early Japan was divided into clans. Clans were families of people related by blood or marriage. Clans fought each other for land because land was the main source of power and wealth. Powerful nobles led each clan. Most of the people were commoners. They lived in villages and farmed or fished. A few were slaves. The Shinto religion helped unite Japanese society. Nobles and commoners honored the same divine spirits and ancestors.
By the 400s, the Yamato clan had become the most powerful clan. Japan's first emperors came from this clan. The Japanese believed members of the Yamato clan were descendants of the sun goddess. Because of this belief, they treated the emperor as both human and divine.
Wow. All right, the emperor claimed to rule, but military leaders are the ones that held the real power. Leaders of the Yamato clan fought each other for this power. Japan had many different military leaders, but it rarely changed emperors.
If a child became emperor or empress, a regent was appointed. This official ruled for the child until the child was old enough to take over. One of the most important regents was Prince Shotoku. The question you guys should be able to answer in your head right now: who held real power in early Japanese society?
All right, the last section of this lesson is all about the reign of Prince Shotoku. Okay, be thinking about this question as you're following along. What role did Prince Shotoku play in Japan's history? Prince Shotoku acted as regent for his empress aunt. He ruled from 592 to 622. Shotoku admired Chinese culture, so he brought Chinese culture to Japan. He sent Japanese scholars and artists to China to study Chinese society, and he also welcomed skilled Chinese workers to Japan. He opened a Japanese embassy in China. An embassy is an office of a government in another country.
Prince Shotoku also influenced Japan's government and religion. He wrote guidelines for Japanese leaders based on the principles of the philosopher Confucius, including hard work and obeying authority. These guidelines became Japan's first constitution. He also helped spread Buddhism from China to Japan. Most Japanese accepted Buddhism and practiced both Shinto and Buddhism at the same time. The question you guys should be able to answer right now: what was the most lasting effect of Prince Shotoku's reign?
All right, just to remind you guys again that we've got those vocabulary terms. You're going to have a podcast quiz tomorrow. Those vocabulary terms, one more time, are Shinto, regent, Prince Shotoku, and embassy. All right, so long, suckers.
Talk soon.